dry. Do you know I'm looking? And I can't help but smile. Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on, I put my feet up, and we just sing along. And I can't help but feeling, just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever.
Good morning. I'm here with Andy.
Morning.
And of course Billy Bob. And we are at the Langdales. We parked at New Dungeon Ghyll and it's 9:30, so we've literally one space and we got it. And we're heading up Stickle Ghyll, up to Stickle Tarn. And the plan is to head up to Harrison Stickle, over to Thunacar Knott, Pavey, Sergeant Man, possibly Rake, see how we feel, and then back down to Stickle Tarn. So it's about a 7-mile route. Fantastic weather.
Lovely. Beautiful.
So hope you join us on our wee adventure. Should be a good adventure in the mountains today.
Well, look, your screen's gone off. You've been talking that long.
So catch you all again in a bit. Bye. So along Stickle Ghyll we've got numerous waterfalls, nice little pools we can take a dip in when it's hot. Might well be doing that later, because it's hot at the moment. Billy's going to have a dip now. So it's really nice along Stickle Ghyll. So you cross over the bridge and the path follows on the right hand side of Stickle Ghyll, heading up. So it's a really good pull up along Stickle Ghyll. It's all on good pitched stone steps, but it really is steep all the way to Stickle Tarn, and you have to cross over near the top of Stickle Tarn. You have to ford the Gill. So I have seen it where it's been in such full spate we've not been able to do that. You couldn't get across, so there is a path that stays on the right hand side of Stickle Tarn. But as we're doing Harrison Stickle, we really want to be on the left hand side of Stickle Tarn. If that makes sense. If you head to the right, that will take you up onto Pavey Ark, and that will be a descent route as well, coming down from Sergeant Man. Up and up and up and up.
There's no wind at all on the top. Bizarre.
So it's just a little bit of a scramble, tiny section, just before you cross Stickle Ghyll. But it's easy enough.
Go on.
Yeah, so that's the bit you have to ford. That can get flooded when it's had a lot of rain. And it's a steady pull, not far now from Stickle Tarn.
Nice place for our pitch.
So, Stickle Tarn. And you've got Pavey Ark, Jack's Rake in the foreground there. Look at the reflections. So our objective is going to be Harrison Stickle, which is that one there. Excuse the tent. So the path just winds its way up through the crags quite steeply to get to the summit of Harrison Stickle. Wow, the reflections on the tarn this morning, amazing. So we're just heading up past the tarn, on the left hand side of the tarn, turn you round, heading on the path up Harrison Stickle, and most of it is stone stepped. It's going to be steep. Just see little figures on top of Pavey Ark. Got some climbers just there on that rock face, on the sheer rock face. Just looking down into Langdale where we've parked the car. Oh, I can't do it, it's too steep, I'm holding it. I was just saying to Andy,
It's amazing, isn't it? How we can go up these steps, one after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other, hundreds of steps, all the way to the top of the mountain, and you can't even be bothered to go and get your mobile phone when you leave it in the bedroom
I asked Andy to go and get my phone if I left it upstairs. Oh. Harrison Stickle summit. The view over the Helvellyn range, the Dodds and the mist. Got Pavey Ark, if you can see beyond Billy. Stickle Tarn. Looking over the Coniston Fells. Pikes, the Crinkles, Bowfell, Thunacar Stickle, Scarfells, Great Gable. Looking over to Pavey Ark. The Dodds, Helvellyn in the distance. And you can see where we're going to head in a bit. We're going to head down over this ground to Thunacar Knott, and then we're going to go down up to High Raise there, across to Sergeant Man. Then we're going to possibly go over to Bleerig over there somewhere. Not sure if you can see Bleerig. And come back down, and you can't see Stickle Tarn down here somewhere. Looking up Mickledon and Pike Blisco. You've got the Crinkles, Bowfell. You've got Pikes Stickle in the foreground, look at that. Scarfell's behind that. Going over to Great Gable. And then you'll have the Glavermoor, Allen Crags Ridge there. And that's Thunacar Knott and High Raise and Sergeant Man, where we're going to head. So these fells were the very first proper mountains that I did with my sister when I decided that I was going to complete the Wainwrights. Before that, I just used to walk, you know, the odd few mountains and not really think anything of it.
Was that the time you called Mountain Rescue?
No.
Oh.
I've never needed to call Mountain Rescue, thank you. I'm perfectly capable. So his new nickname for me is Weakling, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm Weakling.
Yeah, because you call me clumsy.
Yeah, because I call Andy clumsy. So anyway, as I was saying, yeah, these were when I decided.
Flying the drone, navigating, carrying a luggage if it gets too heavy for her. Everything. And I've got a bad back.
Carrying my luggage.
If you want.
Actually, yeah, what I was going to lead on to say was, like, you know, I used to have like a really, really bad back. Which is why I never,
No, I've got one.
which is why I never really thought I would manage to do all the Wainwrights. So, but when I did these, I did Pavey Ark over to Harrison Stickle, Pikes Stickle, and we went down Dungeon Ghyll with my sister. And then I thought, well, I've done them, and I managed to do it without too much trouble. So I thought I might as well continue and do the Wainwrights, and that was the start of my Wainwright journey. So it took me about 3 or 4 years, and I finished them with Andy, Billy, my sister, her dog Teddy, Pete, Simon and Bev. And it was a real claggy day, and I finished on, is it Loft Crag? Because I hadn't done Loft Crag when I decided to do these Wainwrights.
The same day.
So, yeah, and Billy finished on the same day, didn't he?
Round.
So Billy finished his Wainwrights on the same day as me. And we finished on Loft Crag. Couldn't see a thing. It was thick clag. But it is what it is, isn't it? So, yeah, that was like 4 years ago now.
Right, yeah.
So it's lovely round this. Really stunning scenery. And this loop isn't actually that long. If you don't do Blee Rig, it's only about 5.5 to 6 miles. But doing Blee Rig, I think, is about 7.5 miles. So we'll see about that. But yeah, it's steep. It is up. It's constantly up all the way from the car park.
You brought some spare batteries.
All the way up to the Tarn, all the way up to Harrison Stickle is steep. Up, up and up. Goes on forever, doesn't it? Bit like me. Bit like me at the moment. We're just heading over to Thunacar Knott now. As you can see, it's a flattish looking hill with lots of rocky outcrops on the top of it. It's quite flat when you're on the top. So the summit of Thunacar Knott, 723 metres.
Let's do a circle.
I actually really like Thunacar Knott, even though it's quite flat on the top. It's got so many rocky outcrops, so it has got some character. And we're just looking over Helvellyn. That has been in the clag on the tops there all day. So this is where you really need to check the forecast, the local forecast, because if you decided to do Helvellyn today, you wouldn't be getting any views. Whereas we're basked in beautiful sunshine all day. You can see Windermere over there. I don't know if you can see it in the GoPro, it's very hazy. It's Windermere, Harrison Stickle, Andy on the summit. You can just see Pikes Stickle peeking out there. Behind is Crinkle Crags and Bowfell, Scarfells, Great Gable, Glaramara. Now we are aiming across this grassy path, I can't see my finger, is there somewhere, to High Raise. That's our next hill of the day, our third summit. And you can see there's 2 people on Sergeant Man there. That'll be our full summit. There's a few nice pools along here from Thunacar Knott to High Raise for Billy to have a little paddle and a drink. It's absolutely scorchy out today. It's near the end of September and it's boiling.
It's like summer.
It's an Indian summer, definitely. Just love these rocks, the way they stick up. Right, we're on our way to High Raise now, and I absolutely love this section. And High Raise is one of my absolute favourite summits. I think the view from its top is spectacular. Looking over Glaramara, that's a great gable. You can see Skidder up the Langdale Valley, and up Stakes Pass. It'd be Stakes Pass actually. So I shall bring you back when we're on the summit with a fantastic view. I'm going to stop there a while and take it all in, because there's not often I come to High Raise. This is to do High Raise. It's actually quite a long walk on. If you do it from Stonethwaite up the Stakes Pass, it's quite a long walk on and back, or from Old Scarf. So the quickest way onto High Raise is from Langdale, the Langdale Valley. As I say, it means you have to go up Dungeon Ghyll, or either up onto Harrison Stickle and over, and then it's not a long walk at all. It's just lovely, and it's so much more peaceful. You've got lots of crowds on the Pavey Ark, Harrison Stickle, and on Pikes Stickle. There was about 10 people on that little tiny summit at one go. But High Raise, there'll be hardly anyone on it. Pan you round, really showing you the way. It's a nice gentle grassy path as well. Looking back to where we've been. Hoodie. Wow, the summit of High Raise. There's a huge wind shelter and a trig and a cairn, I think. I'll just show you this epic view. There is heading over to White Stones, I think it is, and Helvellyn still in the clag. You've got Skidder. Get over here, show you the view. You've got the Scarfells, Stakes Pass. This is the trig. Look at this for a view. One of my favourite viewpoints this is. Looking down Borrowdale, Bessie Boot, Glaramara, Allen Crags, Bossett Pike, Scarfells, Bowfell, the Crinkles, Pikes Stickle, Harrison Stickle where we've been, and there's Andy. Looking very majestic on the wind shelter. So we're leaving High Raise now, High Raise Summit, to head in what I think is an easterly direction. Yeah, easterly direction. Aiming for Sergeant Man. You follow a faint trod and it takes you in between two tarns. That's the tarn to my right hand side. And once you get over this brow you will see Sergeant Man. So you can see the flattish ground, and that is Sergeant Man, a little hump there. You get a great view on the top of it, as it's quite steep on the far side of it. So it's just nice easy walking to it. The summit of Sergeant Man. I'll show you the view in a bit. Little rocky top. Looking over to Grasmere. Look at that. That's our route down. You've got Pavey Ark and Harrison Stickle over there.
And we over here.
So we're going to head down the ridge, quite a bumpy, undulating ridge, meandering its way eventually to Stickle Tarn, and then back all the way down Stickle Ghyll.
Down there.
So we've got Sergeant Man behind us, and you come to a cairn and you want to turn right, heading down the undulating ridge that I showed you from the summit. Look at this view from this ridge. Stickle Tarn, Pavey Ark, looking over Grasmere, looking over Windermere. So you walk past this very strange, massive area of, I don't know what the rock is, no idea, Simon would know. But it's a great big shelf of rock. So you go past that. It's got little cairns along the way to direct you. You can't really go wrong, really.
It's like the Great Slab.
This is like the Great Slab on Bow Fell. Lovely along here. I keep saying that, but it is. There's a few places to camp, wild camp up here actually as well. Some little areas of flat grass with the view of Stickle Tarn.
I'm going to have my next wild camp up here.
Your next wild camp?
Yeah.
When was your first?
I think it was about 1982.
So we've actually, just before we get to Stickle Tarn, and we found the path that will take you away from Stickle Tarn, a bit of a shortcut, and it will take us down, steeply and join up with the Stickle Ghyll path, but further down. So it just cuts a big corner off. So this is the route you would take if Stickle Ghyll was flooded and you can't get across that ford. You can come up or down this way. So that's the path we came down on. That's Sergeant Man there. We come all the way along in a loop. And Stickle Tarn is over here, and we have cut up this path here just before Stickle Tarn, and it heads over the coal of this bit of land, and I'll bring you back when you start to see the steps going down to the Gill. You start to see views of the Langdale Valley now. There's Lingmore Fell and Side Pike. I took a nice little gill here. Completely forgot about this. Pretty. So we've got steep crags. You want to make sure you find this path. There's steep crags to the right there. So make sure you find this path. I'll put it on a GPX route so you can follow. And you come to a wall. And that will be Stickle Ghyll down there that we're heading for. Oh, I've got a daddy long legs on my hat. I've got a daddy long legs on my hat. I don't like daddy long legs, it's freaking me out. Oh, it's gone. Yeah, so you get to this wall and the path just carries on past the wall. Look at the view. It's just epic. That's Stickle Ghyll there. You can see the path heading down, so we're going to cut a big chunk off that path. So that's looking over to Harrison Stickle. So I don't know if you can see, it's so dark, but the path heads where Andy is there to the Stickle Ghyll path, just literally there. I'm going to head down back to the car. So I'm going to say goodbye. I'll catch up with Andy in a bit so he can say goodbye. But it's been a fantastic walk. Fantastic weather once again. So we did 4 summits. We did Harrison Stickle, Thunacar Knott, High Raise and Sergeant Man. So that's not bad going, is it? So we've only got about another half an hour back to the car. Hello Billy. So I hope you enjoy the video, and I'll catch you all again on another adventure very soon. Billy's here, but I shall bring you back when I'm with Andy, so he can say goodbye. So bye Billy. So I've caught up with Andy, so say bye Andy.
Bye-bye. See you next time.
Have you enjoyed the walk?
Lovely.
Lovely weather.
Lovely weather. Bye.
So we're now back on the Stickle Ghyll path. You can see got lovely waterfalls there behind. Good morning and welcome to Map and Sister Time, and this is a route for the Langdales doing Harrison Stickle, Thunacar Knott, High Raise and Sergeant Man. And we parked at New Dungeon Ghyll in the National Trust car park, so charges apply if you're not a member, and it's quite a few number of spaces for cars. And you head round the back of the hotel, initially on the left hand side of Stickle Ghyll, until you reach a footbridge which you cross to head onto the right hand side of Stickle Ghyll, following the stone steps up along to Stickle Tarn. And there's a tiny little bit of scrambling just by Tarn Crag here, and then you have to ford Stickle Ghyll. So if it's actually in spate, which it can be sometimes, there is a path, an access path coming down, let me try and find it, around here like this. So it actually starts quite early on. As soon as you've crossed this bridge, there's a path going on up here past this wall, up alongside this side of the crags to this junction here. And if you're doing Harrison Stickle, you would have to either cross, if you can, this section here. That might be flooded, so you might have to walk all the way along like this to do Harrison Stickle. If you're doing Pavey Ark, obviously that's the same side. But anyway, it wasn't in spate, so we forded this gill here to head round the left hand side of Stickle Tarn, to head up on a steepening path on stone steps, heading around the right hand side of the steep crags, and it meanders its way steeply up, and then you take a left fork here to head up round the side to get to the summit of Harrison Stickle, 736 metres. And if you want to, you can go over to Pavey Ark, it's not that far, but we didn't. We headed past the viewpoint of Pikes Stickle, heading for Thunacar Knott. So you're aiming in this direction. This is quite a flattish ground to get to Thunacar Knott. There's lots of stone outcrops here. 723 metres. Our next objective was High Raise, again on quite flat ground, heading to the trig point, cairn and stone shelter, 762 metres. It's one of my favourite vantage points, looking over Stakes Pass, over to Glaramara and the Scarfells. And then to do Sergeant Man, you want to head in a kind of easterly direction, past a couple of tarns, and then you'll eventually see the top of Sergeant Man coming into view. And it's an easy ascent from here. Great views down as it's a steep drop, steep crags off of here. Great viewpoint to Pavey Ark and into the Langdale Valley. And then you want to head back, and then when you get to a cairn, turn right on quite a good track, and you're following a few cairns along the path, aiming down here like this. You're aiming for Stickle Tarn. In this direction here, like this. And you get to this point here, and you don't have to actually go back to Stickle Tarn. You can, like I say, take this path, which is the path you would take if the gill was flooded. And it's quite a good track, a grassy track, past this wall, and then you're aiming back to the Stickle Ghyll path to head back to the bridge, cross the bridge, and then down back to the car park. So it's about a 5.5 mile route, this. So it's not a long route. Fantastic scenery. So I hope you enjoy my wee adventure, and catch you all again on another adventure very soon. Bye for now.